Right, so we are receiving data from the server, and we would like to be able to maybe create or delete. Notice that if I create right now, right, if I delete all these, right, they're only being deleted from the local state. There's not being deleted from the server, right? If I refresh, I'm just going to get the same modules, right? So let's do some deletes. Right, so the delete over here would be that I first am going to do a fetch. Right, so this is going to be, I don't really need these curly brackets. I don't really need this curly bracket. Instead, I'm going to do a fetch, and the URL is the same. And I'm going to have to concatenate the module ID at the end, so I'm going to use this syntax, and I'm going to add the module ID right here. And then I need to configure this to be the method would be a delete. Right, this is going to come back with a then, with a status. I don't really care about the status. Response. Response.json. And then this is the status, which again, I don't care about the status. But here is a good place to then call the dispatch. I call the dispatch, and we need an extra parentheses in there, I believe. So we have actually now removed it from the remote server and from our local array, right, from our local state. Right, so let's refresh, and let's delete a couple things here. There's way too many things. And let's keep only the ones who have some meaningful names here. Let's refresh. Notice that indeed I'm only keeping the ones that make sense. So let's move some garbage from here. If I refresh, notice that I am removing it from the server. Yes?
So up until now, what we used to do, like after delete or some action, we used to call find all modules again. They are explicitly maintaining two states.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Do you need to do that, or we can also do the same thing you would like?
You could do a find. It's more rigorous, right? You're guaranteeing that what you see is exactly what's on the server. Here we're being optimistic, and we're saying, yeah, I am assuming that it worked on the server, right? I could look at the status. The status will say 0 or 1, right? If it's 0, that means that it failed. Either I was not able to remove it, or it's not there. So I typically I would put a guard on top in front of this dispatch, right? So that checking on that status. Here I'm being optimistic, and I'm hoping that it was removed, and I'll also remove it from my local state. But yes, you could wrap this inside of another fetch. All these.
Instead of doing a dispatch here, we can call the find all, and then
you could sure
the dispatch for the new.
Yep, exactly. Yep. Let's finally implement the create.